some noise for
Orange Juice in a Blunt.
Whoreson, the story of a ghetto pimp. Of a bitch don't know best to hit me like that. She came up off the floor, eyes blazing. When she made a move, it wasn't fast. It was unchained lightning. Her hand dipped down inside her bra in a blur of motion. Before I could move, she had popped the button and a long blade shot out the end of her knife. For a woman her size, she moved with blinding speed. She came in towards me, not in a stabbing stance, but with the knife held low, so she could gut me with one vicious swing. Without hesitating, she stepped in and swung the blade upward. It was the moment I'd been waiting for. I turned sideways and chopped down with the side of my hand, catching her wrist with a solid blow. The knife fell to the floor, and before she could stoop to reach it, I slammed a brutal combination of blows to her head. I have to give credit where it's due. She didn't go down. She hit the wall and came right back at me with her nails. She was swinging her arms like a windmill. I went under her wild swings and stuck a left and right to her stomach as hard as I could. She folded up like a big bag. Grabbing her hair, I pulled her to me. With slow deliberation, I ripped her dress off. When she was down to her panties and bra, I grabbed the front of the bra and snatched it so hard that it popped loose in the back. Tossing her on the bed, I began to pull her panties down around her legs. When she raised up, I backhanded her in the mouth. When I got her pants off one leg, she opened her legs wide and stared up at me. Her eyes were full of scorn as she coldly revealed herself to me. But I had one hell of a surprise for her. Cunt was the last thing in my mind. I moved to the head of the bed and reached under the pillow. When my hand came out, it was holding my pimp sticks, 2 coat hangers twisted together. She lay as though paralyzed, her eyes getting big with fear. Bitch, I stated coldly, there's a few things you got to know and you got to learn. The first one is that my name ain't Billy. It's Whoreson, if that means anything to you. The second thing you should know, bitch, is that you can't teach me nothing about pimpin', ho. I was born to pimp. Now we'll start with the things you got to learn, and first on the program is respect. A good whore always has respect for her man, and you definitely are going to be a good whore. Before the words were out of my mouth, I had lit into her with the coat hangers. Her screams fell on deaf ears as I continued to beat her. She fell off the bed and tried to squirm under it. I grabbed her leg and pulled her out to the middle of the floor and continued to beat her. When I got tired, I took her in the bathroom and made her take a bath, then snatched her out of the tub and beat her again. I beat her until her voice became hoarse, then tossed her on the bed and stuck my Jones in her big, wide butt. Later that same evening, I took her down on the track. When I saw her standing in the doorway, talking to 2 other girls, I walked over and knocked her down. She stared up at me from the ground. There was stark fear in her eyes, and when I saw that, I knew half my battle was won. Now all I had to do was stop her from stabbing me while I slept. This problem I went to work on at once. I ran down the pill man and bought out his supply of beans. I made her stand on the corner and work for 3 days and 3 nights without a drop of sleep. I kept her full of beans and black coffee. The morning I pulled her up, and took her home to sleep, she was out on her feet. She walked into the side of the motel, mistaking it for the door. I kept Ruby going at this pace for 1 month. In that time, she came down from a size 16 dress to a size 12,